Hey everybody, I'm Sabrina and I am going to be breaking down the Hunger Games series. It's one of my favorite series ever since they came out. I remember reading it in, I think, middle school and just fell in love with the world. I read these books like at least once a year. And now that Sunrise on the Reaping is coming out November 20th, 2026, I wanted to reread the books, break them down, give Easter eggs, information if you haven't read them before. If you have, you can still watch. You don't have to go away. Chapter 1, it opens on Reaping Day of the 74th Hunger Games. The Hunger Games is an annual, essentially, fight to the death. The world that they live in, it's a post-apocalyptic North America. So their whole country is called Panem, and the main capital of it is called the capital. So basically this is like a punishment for a past rebellion during the war. There were 13 districts. District 13 was destroyed. That was kind of used as a warning for the other districts because District 13 was trying to do like an uprising, a rebellion, that kind of thing. Reaping Day, it's kind of a ritual and a threat because it's just an annual reminder of what has happened in the past. So it opens up on Reaping Day of the 74th Hunger Games. Katniss Everdeen is 16 years old. She has a little sister, Prim, and her mother. That's her family. Her father died in a mining accident. She does hunt illegally outside like the border fence of District 12 with her best friend Gale. So about the Hunger Games. So basically it is 2 tributes from each district. So 24 kids, teenagers, go into an arena that has been modified by the Capitol, so they have like mutations or mutations, they call them in the book. It's Prim's first year and she is chosen, Katniss's little sister. Katniss volunteers as tribute in place of her little sister, and Peeta Mellark is selected. Chapter 3, they get a few minutes just to say goodbye to their families. So her mom goes with Prim, and Prim tells Katniss to really try to win for her. And they have this thing called Tesserae. So it's basically you voluntarily put your name in an extra time for the annual Hunger Games in order to get like grain and food. So Katniss does tell Prim to use her goat and sell like the cheese and milk instead of signing up for the Tesserae. After Peeta's dad visits Katniss for a few minutes in silence, the mayor's daughter, Madge, who is kind of a friend of Gale and Katniss's, she comes to visit and she gives her the Mockingjay pin. Katniss gets the pin. It's a symbol of rebellion. Gale, Katniss's best friend, he goes to tell Katniss goodbye and he's telling her to get her hands on a bow. So she does hunt illegally in the woods, as I mentioned. She learned to use a bow and arrow from her father who passed away, and she does pretty good. And Gale also tells her if there's none available in the main area of the arena, which is called like the cornucopia, they have like a bunch of weapons and like food for them to basically just make one and to try to win for herself and for her family. Chapter 4 introduces Haymitch Abernathy. He is a victor and a mentor. So every year the winners from all of the districts come back and they mentor the tributes in survival and basically just a public perception from all the citizens in the capital to get sponsors. So sponsors can at times be more important than the actual like fighting skills that they have, because they could send like food, water, medicine, clothing, like survival stuff. And yeah, so Haymitch is basically there to mentor them, and he is a drunk, unfortunately. He's a drunk, and that is kind of their first encounter with him. So they put them on a train, Katniss and Peeta, with Haymitch, and that's like their way into the capital, which is like where they're gonna train, where they're gonna get ready mentally for the games. And along with Haymitch, they have Effie Trinket. She is from the capital. She is very wealthy looking, and she is there as like an escort and an advisor in the games. So they ask Haymitch for advice in the games, and he says, "You want advice? Stay alive." that's all he says. So that's that. In chapter 5, so they go to the Capitol. It's like a night ride on a bullet train from District 12 to the Capitol, and they meet their prep team. Katniss has Cinna. He is her main stylist and, so I would say, like, confidant, basically. He is he's more casual and not as outgoing as the other citizens of the Capitol. Very plain compared to everybody else. But he has great style for Katniss, and he really cares for her and knows what the games mean for her and what it means for her to have had like volunteered for her sister. He just sees her in a different light, and vice versa. Hey everybody, Future Sabrina here. I just want to clarify a few things. So in chapter 5, whenever they meet their prep team, Cinna is with Katniss as her main stylist, and then Peeta has Portia, who is like his main stylist. In the tribute parade that they have to do before they get to the training center, Cinna comes up with a coal mining costume, because they've always had coal mining costumes, but he doesn't really want to do that. So he kind of points that out, and he wants to do something different. Basically, he says with coal that they burn it, so he creates like a suit that burns like with fake flames that you can't feel. And he calls it the District on Fire, which that will come to play later. So they're on chariots, as I previously had said, I think. And Cinna came up with the idea of Peeta and Katniss holding hands to show that they're united and that they are confident. And the people loved it, so they were cheering for them, and it was a very memorable moment to start the games. And every district of the tributes, they get the floor number that they get is the district number that they are from. So number 12, they get 12. That's a penthouse, so they could I guess wine and dine for the foreseeable future while they're training. And in chapter 6, the main performance begins, I want to say. And essentially, in this one, they are prepped physically, mentally. They have a few days to get in shape and eat, because they don't know what the arena is going to be like. One year it was all dirt. One year it was grass, like a meadow. One year, it's just every year is very different, so they really don't know what they're gonna be going into. So that's the end of chapter 6. It's just leading up to like the training. It's leading up to the actual going into the arena itself. And I would say big things for this, like these first few chapters, personally for me, it's that the games begin well before they get into the arena, because Katniss volunteering really, I would say, surprises everybody, and that's just a show of she's not going to stay in line and be expected to not do anything for her sister. She's going to try her best to keep her sister alive, and the Capitals basically keeps Victor's alive by having them to come back and mentor the tributes every single year. I think that's proof. That's just like a way to prove that the system works. And I would say that trauma is ignored as long as like the show continues, and like their image on how the tributes are and who they are, and like just as people, that's like survival with the sponsors, because if you're likable, you get sponsors. If you get sponsors, you get food, clothing, whatever you need in the arena to survive. I mean, a big one is obviously control is definitely maintained through hunger, fear, and spectacle. And Katniss threatens the system, that entire system, by just caring. That's why she volunteered for her sister in the first place. I mean, she loves her sister. She doesn't want anything to happen to her, especially it was her first year. And she did promise her that she would not get chosen. That was it for my very quick breakdown of the chapters 1 through 6. of the Hunger Games. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, please, please stick around. I'm going to be breaking down chapters 7 through 12 on my next video. Please like, comment, follow along with me. I really, really hope you enjoy it. Like I said, I've loved this series for so long. Yeah, thank you guys.